The Crit Show contains elements of horror, fantasy violence, and adult language. Content warnings can be found in the episode description.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Crit Show, where we are playing the Clock Winders. Last time, part of our heroes managed to complete their quest of repairing the movement core in the Halogi Forges, navigating through that labyrinth, figuring out what was wrong with it. They also got a map of the status of all of the known movement cores for their efforts before departing.
And those parts were Kade's hands and Maxine's brain.
Yeah, and the rest of their bodies are in one of the trap rooms that they failed to solve. The salamander just took the parts he could, what he could recover off of their corpses.
What he thought would be useful.
No, the other part of our team, that's what I meant.
Oh,
obviously.
I'm sorry.
Was Einon, who managed to trace back through Rattigan's memories, diagnose the trauma of his past that the forest spirit had requested him to learn about, and managed to make his way back to the present, essentially, the real world, back where his journey had begun. So, I think I want to jump back in with Einon first, because Einon, I want to know what you're going to do. You had come back out of this, vision quest. You are back on the path that leads between town and the forges where you had started. Where are you heading from here?
I'm heading back to town.
With what goal in mind? What are you planning?
I want to check on Rattigan again. I know it hasn't been that long, but after all of this, I just feel like I have to see him.
Okay. You trek the few minutes back towards town again and head back to the medical facility, which is, not much of a facility.
Yeah.
The cabin, the med cabin, where you had left Rattigan. He is still being tended to by one of the local healers. He is obviously still in pretty rough shape, though he seems stable. He is breathing a little bit more steadily. He's still kind of in and out of consciousness, but he's in a better way than when you left.
I think I'm just going to pull up a chair out of the way, and I'm just spending my time here. I trust that my friends are safe, so I'm going to wait until hopefully he is stable enough to wake up.
Okay. Maxine and Kade, you follow this salamander back out of the forges. You are heading back up that staircase that led down from the grand hall. And as you reach the top of it, you do see again that squadron of other salamanders who are still gathered here, who take notice of your approach. And there seems to be an exchange of hisses between your guide and them. But no hostility. There seems to be some curiosity from all of them.
I'll hiss to them. I don't know if you remember, I've learned this language.
Oh, yeah.
To let them know that we've fixed the movement core and we'll be back for maintenance, but we don't mean them any harm.
I don't remember this. How did you learn the language?
Just listening to him, and he had me do a roll.
Okay. So going into this, as far as these salamanders know, going in, you had no idea how to speak the language,
Correct.
And then you came out
Yes.
fluent.
Yeah. It was all based off of a roll, and the roll was you had me roll the dice, and if it was a number you liked.
Yeah.
That's
Very
right.
mechanic.
Yeah.
Maxine pitched about 9 different methods to help out, and you just said one of those.
Yeah, I recall.
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah.
Okay, you hiss. I think it's kind of like, it's broken
Sure,
salamander
sure.
language, but it's enough to get the point across. There are a bunch of like they're staring at you wide-eyed, like one of them's like elbowing another one, like, are you fucking hearing this?
You keep telling them that you fixed the goat, and they're just like,
They're
I
like,
think
can
we
you
know.
believe he just said that to us?
How did you learn our language? I listened.
yeah.
I love that movie.
Yeah, it's perfect. Classic.
Yeah, there seems to be a general excitement among them, and you actually see the majority of them like just head down the stairs, like they depart deeper in, like they want to go see the forges. That back in the day they powered those. That was like their purpose. It seems like they're like, fuck yeah, the forges are back in action. Let's get at them. Like they're just heading down there to start firing those up again. Is there anything else you want to do before you leave the Hilogi forges here?
I think I'll turn to Maxine. They all seem pretty excited that the forges are working again. Like, I think they all just left to, like, go do whatever it is they do to help run them.
Well, this is their home, and I suppose if the forges are working again, then that might give them an opportunity to return to whatever work they used to do.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm very excited to see this place up and running again. I wonder how close it could get to, well, how it used to be.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Like, should I ask them if they want people to come and work?
Oh, you can do that?
I think so. Maybe.
Evidently.
Okay, then yeah, we should find out the extent that they're wanting these up and running. I don't know exactly what goes into it from the human side of things, but if that would be beneficial to them, we should definitely see what we can do. And it would help the movement core stay operational as well.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna try to ask them, like, the forges are working now. I know there was a human component to this of them working, like making things. Do you want people to come back and work, or do you want this space just left alone and maintenance done?
All right. So you convey this concept to your leader, your host,
Yeah.
Salamander, and he hisses a message in return that you...
Your leader
Yeah.
sounds very much like your liege, your new overlord.
He lays a hand gently on your shoulder and he hisses, No. You don't leave this place.
You are the human element.
I so desperately want to ask you what his name is, but if you name him, he's probably coming with us on the train.
We've got a room for him already.
Yeah.
Do you want him to have a name or not?
I do. In case we come back.
His name Samuel.
Christopher.
It's Samuel with a lot of S's. That's a rough translation to your language.
Yeah, that's fair. So you call me Dragon in yours?
Another good movie.
How many 90s movies can I reference in one episode?
I don't know. I can't wait to find out. You just keep them coming. Every moment that you're referencing a 90s movie is a moment that I have to think about what happens next. So.
Yeah. The only way I know you're referencing 90 movies is Tass going, great movie.
Yeah.
It's who you're directing them at. You keep turning your head 90 degrees to Tass like, huh?
Yeah.
Do you remember that one?
So for those of you playing along at home so far on this episode, the 13th Warrior and Dragonheart.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you were going to say 13 Ghost, and I got really excited thinking I should have known that one.
Wrong show.
I know these, Rev, and you know why?
Why?
Because you've got a friend in me.
Well, okay.
Toy Story!
Yeah, okay. I don't want to play anymore. Tass just took all the wind out of my sails.
Like the game that Tass and I are playing, or the game that the four of us are playing?
I just don't want to be near Tass anymore.
I don't want to play anymore, like on a
Man.
play date. Like, I'm going to take my toys and go home.
I'm right here with you on all of this so far.
So Samuel lets you know that he is one of the older of the salamanders here. He has some memories of a time when, like, people did work the forges here, like before everything went to shit, before they were abandoned. And that in the interim, they have gotten a little bit, like, insular. Like, some of the younger salamanders have become a bit, like, xenophobic. Like, some of them don't want people here. Some of the older ones remember that as a good time and want people to return. He expresses to you that what they want are, like, send your best, send your cleverest, like send your most imaginative artisans or whatever, like they've been dealing with these townsfolk who have been at odds with them, or like treasure hunters who are just coming and trying to jack their shit for so long. Just send them some people who don't fucking suck. And he thinks that it'll be fine.
Okay.
There will be some opposition, but there will also be some support, and he thinks it'll be a process, but like, yeah, send us your top artisans, send us your creators and shit, because we want to see this place in its glory day again.
Okay.
And he does all that through a series of just the letter S, various numbers of the letter S.
Kade, what's he saying?
He said that, yeah, we should send some people here to work, but like the best people, because they've had such a rough go with people lately, like people who really want to craft something beautiful, not just like anybody who wants to work on a forge.
Oh, I see.
To like help build up the trust again.
I wonder if we'd be able to find some people in Carcadia.
Oh.
It's such a large city, and every time my parents went, my father would always tell me stories about the different artisans and beautiful goods being sold there and just the artistry. I wouldn't be surprised if there were some people there that would love the opportunity to come work in a place like this.
Yeah, we might even find someone. That might not be true. Do we know like how long ago the forges closed down? Like the thought of like we might even find someone who, when they were really young, had worked here or had been here.
That's feasible.
Okay.
It's been decades since like, the outright wars with the Fae, and that's what kind of killed the forges. Like that's when they were left and started to fall into disrepair. So it's certainly feasible that there are people alive who have worked the forges or been here before.
Okay. Yeah, we might even be able to find someone who's like been here before, back when it was in its glory days.
Oh, that would be so cool for them to come back and see it fixed up and back to what it could be, what it should be.
Yeah, like to help it become what it was.
That's wonderful. I'll turn to the salamander and just nod a bunch. We'll do what we can.
He gives a thumbs up and a hiss.
Where's Einon?
Oh, I don't see him anywhere. Can you ask and see if our friend showed up? Maybe he got here and left, or maybe he's waiting outside. Oh, Kade, no, I bet he's probably watching over Doris.
Oh, okay.
Which makes a lot of sense because she's been out there quite a while, so we should probably go make sure her and Smee are okay.
Yeah. Okay. Now turn and go.
You kiss. Oh. Okay. There was a miscommunication there for sure. He blushes as you leave. Yeah, you make your way past the couple that were like stationed at the doors, watching for Einon's approach, and they look sort of disinterestedly at you as you exit, and you see them look back towards the one who guided you, towards Samuel, and as you leave, they close the doors behind you.
Yeah, head down to where we left her and Smee.
You find both of them still there. Smee is kind of like has retracted his legs. He's just in like ball, like hibernation form
I love
almost.
that.
She seems to still be unconscious, pinned under this rock.
Kade, she's alive, right?
I think so.
Yeah, she's alive. You check her pulse. She's alive.
Oh, this is strange. I really expected to find Einon here. I hope he's okay.
What did we do with her?
I don't know. I mean, binding her wrists and blindfolding her and dumping her off the train along our path doesn't really seem like the thing we should do to every ether witch we find. I imagine that would catch up with us much sooner rather than later.
We don't just leave her like this, right?
No, we shouldn't leave her like this, but I don't know where the best place for her to go is. I mean, I suppose we could take her back to the town and let them decide. Let them know that she bamboozled them all and convinced them of something and tried to manipulate the situation.
Yeah, it's I feel like this is gonna get more and more precarious. Like boy, she tried to do something bad, but I also don't want to take her back to the town and be like, hey, this ether witch, because I think I know what's gonna happen to her.
You're right. That probably wouldn't be a good idea. Well, maybe we do just leave her here then. I mean, obviously we could move the rock, but we could let the townspeople know that this is what happened and put them more on guard so they're not so easily manipulated next time.
What if we leave the rock for now and ask Einon. Because, I mean, it was really his capture. I feel like this is beyond my pay grade.
I mean, we're all equal on the team, Kade. I think that we should be able to make decisions. But that means that we're all equal on the team, so Einon should have equal say in what we do, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just leave her
We'll
as
just leave
is
her. Okay.
and go find Einon.
Let's go find Einon and make sure he's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you taking Smee this time, though?
Yeah, because I think that if we come back and she's gone, then it was never meant to be.
All right.
Also, she uses magic to lift the rock and stills our robot.
You two and Smee depart. You head back out through the gap in the wall that you snuck in through. You find no evidence of Einon or Vaughn or any of the townsfolk that had been here when you went in. You see like their tracks and stuff, but nobody seems to be out and about over here as you start to head back down the trail towards town.
Goodness, I didn't think we were in there for that long.
Yeah, we had like a whole group guarding our entrance, didn't we?
I would assume if they thought something happened to us that they would come looking, not just give up and go home. Einon especially. Oh, you don't think something bad happened to them, do you?
Well, I mean, there was the one guy who, her apprentice. Maybe they had to deal with him.
Okay, let's get back to town and maybe find some answers there. And hopefully find Einon.
Okay. Yeah, I'm actually going to pull us both up onto Smee and let the lead out.
Okay.
Just open him up.
We go inside and he rolls into town.
Yeah, on Smee, you make decent time. Takes you a little over half an hour. And you get back into town, and there is a bit of a stir throughout the town. A lot of the people that you knew were part of that raiding party originally are back here. You see them out and about. There is a general air of concern, a little bit of a pall over the people in the town.
Excuse me, have you seen our friend? Have you seen Einon?
Yeah, he's in the med cabin with Rattigan.
Oh no.
Where's that?
He points.
We go.
Yeah, you head over to the med cabin and head inside, and you find Einon sitting in a chair off against the wall, overlooking Rattigan, who is in a bed, wounded.
Oh.
I run up to Einon and I throw my arms around him. Oh my goodness, you're okay!
Oh, dear, I'm sorry if I scared you by not coming back. As you can see, it got a little hairy.
They said you were in the med cabin, and I thought maybe that meant you were being treated here. Oh, I'm so glad you're okay. What happened?
Vaughn nearly killed him.
Oh, where is Vaughn?
He's gone.
I kind of like side-eye Kade.
Like, gone? Like,
Left.
Like-
Of his own accord.
like left this plane?
This mortal coil.
No, he's very much alive, but barely.
That seems contradictory. He's very much alive, but barely.
Only kind
But
of.
very much.
Let me say it another way then. He very much fucking got away from me with magic while bleeding heavily.
Do you imagine he's still around? Or, is he gone? Because we left the other witch under a rock.
I would be very surprised if he stuck around. He really was on the edge. And actually, as I'm kind of reporting to them, I'm actually finishing writing something. And so I kind of glance down and scribble a final few words, and I fold up this piece of paper, and I want to set it on a tray next to Rattigan. And I also pull out the picture he drew and the broken bowstring and the bolt, and I kind of bundle them all up together and leave that on the tray. And then I turn back to them. I'm going to make haste to try to get back to Doris. I just needed to finish this up first.
Well, we'll go with you. We should stick together. And we were talking and decided that we should all have an equal say in what happens. So we didn't want to make a decision without you.
We fixed the movement core, and we found a big map.
Yes. Oh, the lights. There were lights on all of the movement cores, and they were different colors depending on the state that they were in. Oh, we learned so much.
Yeah, but let's talk on the walk.
There was so much fire.
Let's do a walk and talk.
Marvelous.
All right, so you all head out of the med cabin and back towards the path that leads to the forges. Truck along it for a while. I imagine Well, I imagine making a slightly slower pace if you're doing a walk and talk, but I don't know. How hastily are you all moving?
I'm pretty intent on getting back as fast as possible. I guess I will go as fast as the slowest person here.
All right. I mean, I think with them aboard Smee again, like they can pace you pretty well. You've only got to slow down like a few %.
Okay.
We'll do a scat and chat.
Oh.
Scat like get going.
Get on out of here.
Like a poo-poo.
No.
Like a zibba-da-beep-bow. You make it back to the walls surrounding the forge, sneak on inside again, and find that where once there was a boulder pinning Doris, there is just rubble. The remains of that boulder having been obliterated, and she is absent.
Oh, no, we're too late.
It's all right. You may have argued with me, but I plan to move the boulder anyway.
I like looking at the rubble. God, I'm glad I didn't leave Smee here to guard her.
Just in case, is there any sign of tracks? Is there any sign of her having been recent?
Is there another ghost horse anywhere?
You can roll to overcome with investigate. I think you're just trying to beat it too.
Okay. 0.
You want to spend anything to advance that?
I don't think so.
Then you don't find anything. You do see on the rubble and the ground around here like the telltale signs of that ether lightning. It seems like that's what she used to blow this apart and get free. But no tracks, nothing that leads in any direction, no sign of how recent that was.
Well, all right then. I had hoped to have a quick word with her, but this is just as well. I had a bit of an encounter myself, one that I'm still trying fully to understand, but it has refreshed some perspective that I feel I've lost over the years, and I'm desperately hoping to instill that same perspective in others.
What perspective?
That we simply will not survive this without compassion.
You know, it's funny you said that, because that was kind of why we didn't bring her back to the city, because we thought, if we're here's an ether witch, we probably knew how it was going to end. But it's hard because, it seems like how do we get the other side to have any compassion? Because they sure don't seem to care if we live or die, so long as their life is more powerful and better.
That's true. It's very difficult to stand down in the face of that type of ideology, but it's all about knowing your moment, I suppose. Understanding when you have a chance to show them that compassion is stronger.
Yeah, all right. I don't think I understand, but I get it.
Yes, it's a difficult line, the difference between understanding and comprehending.
Yeah.
Well, so much of it seems to be being able to understand what you can live the rest of your life being okay with.
Yeah, I'd say that's very well put.
But how do we approach that when we may not have the rest of our lives to live with the regrets or satisfaction of our choices? I mean, if Sevna and Doris and Vaughn and whoever else, however many more of them are out there, have their way, then the world is going to start spinning again, and everything is going to die. How do we have compassion in the face of losing all existence in the world?
That, my darling, that is the question. There isn't an answer, of course, which is eternally frustrating. Every encounter we have will be its own discrete puzzle that we must fit together. Sometimes all of the pieces won't be there, but we're clockwinders. It's up to us to give this puzzle its image as best we possibly can. There will be moments where compassion will do nothing, and we won't know if that's the case or not. Sometimes I'm going to have to put an arrow through something's face, but that's why it's very important that we understand why anyone is doing what they're doing, because if you can discover that, you can get to the core of what they want, what they need, what they're trying to do. The ultimate puzzle, motivation.
Can I tell you guys something?
Of course.
I've had this thought stuck in my head ever since we started dealing with the cores and stuff. And we've seen that the cores, one of the things they do when they're working, they disperse energy. They take energy and they move it someplace else. And it does a thing. It powers the tracks. It cleans off the water. It powers the board, all that kind of stuff. I think we got to find out what the cores did when it was all of them. Because we know now, we know stopping the planet, that was added.
I couldn't agree more. That is the most literal definition of what I was just speaking of. It's not truly a question of what did the cores do. It is what was the motivation of those that built them? What did they want them to do? What did they need?
And the people who changed them, why did they stop the planet?
I have a very important question about these lights that were lit up and differently colored for indications. The one that was out, that was the cloud gate?
Yes.
Are you certain the bulb wasn't burnt out?
I double-checked. I swapped it out with another one that I knew was working. Same thing.
Just making sure. Excellent.
I also have a really important question. What do you guys think about these ads? Okay, so this core is fixed. What now? My vote is that we go to Fort Utrecht. I know we talked about heading back to Sun's Edge in between movement cores to kind of restock, but it's so close.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree. I've had a good look at it recently. That doesn't make sense.
What?
I experienced a bit of a vision thanks to a giant talking elk. I swear I have done no drugs whatsoever.
Is this similar to, like, the people we thought were animals in the swamps because they had the antlers, but when you got up close, they weren't? Or do you mean like a full elk?
You know what? I'm actually not certain. He was very cool.
And you're sure you didn't get, like, hit on the head or anything?
Oh, quite certain. In point of fact, from the very memories of Rattigan, I was able to bring things back.
What, you pulled stuff out of his brain?
In a manner of speaking, yes.
Are you sure that you're not an ether user too?
Technically, no, I'm not certain, but I also feel very much that I'm not.
And you're also certain that your omelet, the mushrooms in it, weren't from the forest?
Absolutely not certain, but the fact remains that those items were brought back. You saw them.
What, the piece of string?
Yes, and the bolt. Yes, things I know that no one could possibly find outside of a memory. I understand how it sounds, but I assure you, it was important that I was there, and I'm hoping that Rattigan finds some meaning from them.
Rattigan wakes up and looks over and he's like, what the fuck is all this garbage?
Who left this
And we
trash on my bed?
We flash back to Tass just wandering in circles through the woods and reaching into his bag and pulling literal trash out that he'd left in there. Woo!
Talking to a tree branch like it's an elk.
We see a ton of mushrooms with the tops bit off. In a pile. Wait, so is that why you had this, like, the whole we gotta have compassion thing? Something you saw there?
Well, I mean, to be fair, I've always felt that way to a degree, but understanding it through the eyes of someone that has been, well, through worse things than I have, certainly, put it into perspective.
And this was at the fort. You actually saw it? Well, what did you learn? What's it like?
I saw a battle many, many years ago when Rattigan was a much younger man, was swarmed, overwhelmed by elves. I just had a look at it, but even just the proximity through that memory, I feel strongly that we go there next as well.
All right.
Yeah, this could be incredibly useful. I'm very interested to see how it compares to what you saw in the memory.
Me too.
Yeah, I guess we better go to town and tell the mayor, like, hey, we fixed the thing and bye.
I think as we get going back, I'm gonna just tell them, go on ahead. I'm going to linger a bit. I'll be right behind you.
All right, don't get lost in any memories this time.
No promises.
Okay, so Kade and Maxine, you start making your way back to town?
Yeah.
Einon, what are you doing?
I'm making my way pretty slowly. Like, I'm waiting till I'm sure they're far out of earshot and just kind of alone in the woods. And as I walk back towards town, I think I do just kind of shout to the forest. I truly am not sure what to do to help that man, besides give him the perspective that it's going to be all right, and that his work was important, that the good that he can do for the people around him is important. If there's something I'm missing, please help me help him, help me help you, and I just keep walking.
As you are shouting into the void, again, I think that you almost don't notice as that like mist starts to coalesce around you again, to the point where you can't see much of the path beyond you. But you do see a little bit of a clearing through this mist leading into the trees where that moss-covered elk like walks back into view distantly. And it looks in your direction, and it just kind of bends its 2 front legs and dips its head like it's bowing to you. Just this sort of like conclusory gesture of acknowledgement and appreciation.
I smile in its direction, and just under my breath, I say, "See, I knew the bowing was important."
It flips you off, and the mist dissipates.
And I make my way back.
Okay, so the 3 of you make it back. Einon just a little bit behind. And Kade, you said you're going to go chat with the mayor?
Yeah.
All right, you go find Mayor Gullivane. He is sort of leading like an impromptu town hall discussion just in the middle of the towns near the riverbank. Like, it seems like a lot of the people that had come back from this raiding party had also felt the need to like go report to him, and there's just like a bit of a crowd gathered. He is standing up on a tree stump, like, you know, addressing people and listening and like alleviating concerns as you all approach. And he sees you coming, and he does like smile very warmly and like gesture you all forward through the crowd. You know, the other townsfolk notice you as well, and they all kind of step aside so that you can get to him. He steps down off of the tree stump to speak with you. Well, I must say that I've been fed a very peculiar story of what happened out there. It sounds like things have reached an acceptable resolution, but I'd love to hear your take on the matter. Sorry, that was flowery. What the fuck happened?
Can I ask you, pretend that we're not surrounded by just a bunch of your constituency.
Okay.
I want to tell you what happened. I assume you're mayor because you got a level head.
I would like to think so.
There were some people in your community that were trying to get you to go to war so they could use that as a cover to sneak in themselves and raid the forge.
Yes, I'm told that Vaughn was one of them. He is the one who struck Rattigan.
Yeah, and the other was Doris. Her kids weren't real. They were an illusion.
I think you noticed that like there's also a murmur among the crowd. Like some people are eavesdropping on you. That information starts to disseminate pretty quickly. And Gullivane seems to like mull this over for a moment. Well, as hard as that is to believe, it does explain quite a bit.
Yeah.
Peculiar. I'd seen those children with my own 2 eyes.
I mean, don't feel too bad. The entire thing was orchestrated to make you think that they were there so that you would be outraged when they went missing. And, well, some people are just really good at hiding their secrets.
And then I think, like, I look off to the side, and then I say, I'll be back later. And I just leave. I run away.
We had a lot of irons in the fire. Speaking of, the forge was fixed. It's working again. We did talk with the salamanders. They've had bad experiences with people, but there are salamanders there who want to see that place brought back to what it used to be. If you've got a couple of craftsmen who you think of as craftsmen, not just builders, but craftsmen, people who do it for the art and the beauty, you should send them up that way with their tools in hand.
He furrows his brow. I'll be honest with you, that's not really the type of people who settle in a place like this.
Yeah.
Although there may be some who just keep that part inside. I suppose it may be as simple as when word spreads of this, some people feel inspired. I would imagine, though, that it would be best if you spread that word far beyond here.
Yeah, if you could just keep track of it. Like anybody that we find, we'll send them here first. Because I think it would just be best for everybody, both sides, if you know who's going there and nobody's going there without you knowing about it. So that there's no miscommunications between the 2 sides. And I think that they have a way to tell you if it's like, hey, more people or send some apprentices. I think once you get to that level, you'll find a way to communicate with each other.
Of course. I can be your liaison.
Great. So hopefully you'll get a little more folks coming through here on their way there. We will be back eventually just to continue the maintenance, but we got some bigger fish to fry when it comes to the other cores still.
I think you hear like a murmur of
fish.
Dissent through the crowd. And Gullivane kind of like lifts his hands up and like to tamp it down. And he smiles and he says, sorry. A lot of people come here because they're trying to get away from the hustle and bustle of people passing through, so I'm sure that not everybody's going to be thrilled of an increase in travelers through here, but we will be fine. We will manage.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Not like a lot of people, just some artisans.
Yeah, there's some like old heads in the crowd who seem like, well, this isn't how we did it. This isn't how we do things around here.
Oh, it is too how you used to do it. You're old enough to have been alive when that forge was running.
No,
You grumpy old cuss.
I like my traps. I like my traps and I like my peace and quiet. Rattigan's better, apparently. He's back out here grumping around. Gullyvane agrees to this proposal. He will kind of measure people as they head this way. He'll direct them to the forges and try and just like keep the books on this operation, basically. Make sure nothing spirals. The other folks of the 3 towns, you can just hear them and see them moving about, like spreading this news to each other. It seems like it's not going to be long before everybody in town is perfectly informed of what has happened and what is to come here. Small town, word travels fast. Is there anything else you guys want to do before you reboard the train and head for the fort?
The bridge troll's like, I can't wait for more people. I'm so hungry.
I've got so many riddles. Yeah, I leave after talking to the mayor, and I'm heading straight for Doris's house.
Okay.
I'm thinking that, like, obviously this was a ploy, and she had a plan, but, like, she had secrets, and knowing that she was connected to Sevna, I'm wondering if there's anything hidden in her house. Any information that I can find that might give us an idea of where they might go or communication that they've had, just trying to get some insight to this plan.
That's good.
All right. Why don't you roll to overcome with investigate to try and track down something hidden in here? I think this one's going to be fairly difficult. I think you're going to be trying to beat a 4. This is of great difficulty.
8.
Damn. Okay. You succeed with style, so you get what you want and you gain a boost out of this. You are looking around her house, all of the knickknacks and trinkets and, everything that just made this look like a home lived in by a mother and her 2 children. And I think at first you're like looking for secret panels and hollow books and like how you found Rattigan's shit hidden. But something catches your eye on one of the bookshelves that just has some stuff on it in addition to the books. You notice what looks like just a decorative, like a glass orb. But I think it catches your eye because it reminds you of an ether quartz, but it is blackened. Most ether quartz, they're lighter colored, the ones that you have encountered within the movement cores. This one is very dark. And so at a glance, it doesn't look quite the same, but the texture of it, the sheen of it, it is like a blackened, polished, spherical ether quartz of some sort. And it's just on a little pedestal among like a flower pot and like a snow globe. It's just
This is the orb shelf.
It's just with some other tchotchkes.
I want to touch it.
All right, you reach out and touch it and you feel that like thrum of ether kind of being emitted from it and transferring into your fingertips a little bit as you make contact.
Oh, I think I pull back at that, and then I reach out and I touch it again, and I'll like hold contact with it and like focus on that feeling, that connection.
What are you trying to accomplish?
I don't know, figuring out like what this thing is for, and like knowing that an ether user finds purpose in this and it feels important. Thinking, okay, I've got the ability to use this and I'm not using it to attack anyone or feel powerful. I'm just trying to kind of kickstart whatever this is. I think I'm going to give in a little bit to like that connection.
Okay. I'm going to have you overcome again, this time with lore. Again, trying to beat a 4. But don't forget, you just got a boost.
I rolled a 4, so I am going to use that boost.
All right. What are you calling it?
Quartz Connection.
Okay. That'll bring you to a 6, which is a success. So you sort of give yourself over to this quartz. You give into this connection, and you feel that ether flow like through your fingertips, up your arms. It's just like a tingle, just like when your arm was starting to fall asleep and it didn't quite, and it tickles your brain. And you get the sense that this is some sort of messaging apparatus, like some sort of communication tool. you can feel a link between this and another. It seems like this one communicates directly out to another one. And I think you can even get an idea of where that other one is. Because from where you currently are and from the maps you've looked at recently and your plans moving forward, you get the impression that the other one is at Fort Utrecht, where you are planning to go. It seems like it is stationary at the fort. I think you also get a little bit of an impression of like when these have been utilized recently, like you're getting just like the echoes of the communications between them. And you get an impression that messages have gone out recently from this one that have not like been returned or received, which makes sense. Like you can account for Sevna. You know where she has been, and if that is who they answer to, then she hasn't been home to receive calls, apparently. Until just this morning, you get the impression that one of these messages has been read, which means that, one way or another, Sevna has made it home to Fort Utrecht since you left her in the forest. And that is where we will leave off this time around.
Damn it.
I'm so glad that we brought her halfway back home.
Thank you all for joining us for another episode of The Crit Show. If you are interested in more information about Fate as a system or Clockwinders as a setting and game, you can find that information in the episode description. If you would like to engage with any more of the lots and lots and lots of bullshit we have made, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/thecritshow. We've got our Discord for patrons, the friendliest place on the internet. We've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of additional content, lots of good stuff there, and shirts and merch and all kinds of good stuff. You can also get your name read at the end of an episode, just like Ian Hunt. Thank you very much.
Isn't that the guy from Mission Impossible?
Ethan.
Oh.
No,
So close.
this is the guy from Mission Impossible. The character from that movie joined our Patreon.
You're confused. This is John Voight. Is
Oh,
what you're
no.
Speaking right now.
Hi, I'm John Voight.
Oh,
Disgraced shithead, John Voight.
better. Okay.
Anyway, thanks everybody. Tune in next time for another episode. Everybody say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
The Crit Show is a Critshow Studios production, edited and produced by Brandon Wentz, with music by Jake Purley. You can find more information about us at thecritshowpodcast.com. To keep up to date with upcoming live shows, contests, and other special events, follow us at The Crit Show on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. For even more weekly content, join us at patreon.com/thecritshow.